Hey, good morning, YouTubes. Dreary, drizzly Saturday morning in Portland. In an hour, it could be sunny, but it's supposed to stay cool here. So, good morning. Hope you got your coffee. Um, Second try at recording something this morning. This is applied sciences. It is integration engineering and how this stuff works. So integration engineering is putting or even understanding systems and being able to add on to them for more benefit, more profits. Let's say profits, but more benefits. So you have a large functioning system, a tree growing. Can you make a branch of that tree grow more fruit? That's a farmer. That's a scientific engineering farmer. Knows how to prune his trees. And eventually it just becomes habit. It becomes cultural. It becomes a whole ancestral knowledge of taking care of a garden. And then it fails in generations for any number of reasons. Monoculture, poor soil, famine, feast, locusts, whatever happens. And the village and the tribe moves. So this is ancient history. This is going back to when we first started on this planet. So in order to engineer improvements, in order to manufacture, in order to create, in order to, because there's all kinds of verbs and nouns you can use adjectives. This is life cycle engineering. Another big, huge term. There's, whole staffs and organizations committed to this. But in that, it might be a 30-day life cycle. It might be a 90-day life cycle. It might be a 30-year or 50-year life cycle. The financing and tax impact of a 50-year investment in capital, which means building buildings and grounds, facilities. This is a mine up in the mountains somewhere. This is a mine they want to make in one of our national parks. And the mine's going to feed a refinery. And the refinery is going to feed a fuel manufacturing facility. And the fuel manufacturing facility is going to feed whatever needs nuclear power. A ship, a submarine. And there's more than a few of these facilities around that make these pellets, that make these fuels, that go into these commercial and military mobile weapons. That's how I look at them. The potential for harm is just too great. Too great. The Russian submarine that burnt, that some men survived. Shh, don't talk about that one. Japan used almost all foreign labor, and still is, for the bulk of the Fukushima cleanup. First, they couldn't get the people in their own country to do it. It would have cost too much, because the people are aware. They would have wanted safety suits. They would have wanted proper, good monitoring. They are a well-educated society, and more of the workers in that society would balk at doing some of that work under the conditions. So you outsource it. Chernobyl used prison labor, military labor, They were all heroes, voluntary or involuntary. They were trying to help save a state, a nation, maybe even a good part of the planet. That's how deep and wide and serious this is. So to my friends that listen through this, you've seen me maybe come into some of the science and faith forums and poke questions and poke what we know, trying to change the directions of conversations. So many people speak good of industries, and I'm talking nuclear specifically, that they miss the bigger story. And I'm not even going to get into American-built nuclear plants. The amount of work and effort and the number of people per plant it takes, the amount of cement it takes for one reactor. One reactor takes more energy than the friggin' reactor's worth. This is system life cycle engineering. This is getting into tax laws. This is getting into regulations at the United Nations level and a whole bunch of organizations that want to play with each other. But our oceans are going to be mined. The United Nations is setting the rules for deep ocean mining. Now, I think that's good. Where's the media conversation about this? America decided, industrial America, corporate America decided that blowout preventers are a waste of money. If the blowout preventers on the Deep Horizon rig out in the Gulf of Mexico had worked, that whole scenario, the whole disaster, would have gone billions of dollars less expensive, less harm to the environment. Yes, the environment can absorb and digest oils and use them functionally, but not that much. But that much. You change things in the ocean, it bioaccumulates, there's heavy metals, it creates a different food cycle, a different ecosystem for a long period of time floating around in the ocean dissolving. And we never did hear whether that... So deep ocean mining, Fox News isn't going to talk about it. MSNBC isn't going to talk about it. None of the rest. You won't try to find it in the media. A big picture. Where are we deep ocean mining? It is hard to find those maps. But if you want to pay for them, you can find them. So flag's still upside down. Wells need blowout preventers. Did we know there is an ongoing man-made oil leak into the Gulf mix from down the southern area of Mexico? Offshore, it's been leaking forever. Did you know every nuclear plant that's being decommissioned is being bought by one? They're called limited liability corporations. Limited liability. So this outfit has found the money in the stock market to go buy whole nuclear plants, to decommission them, which is a 20 to 40 year life cycle. One company. Are they going to use foreign labor? Are they going to provide the monitoring and the sciences around the monitoring for decommissioning 100 nuclear plants? If you look at the margins that corporate America needs to pay all of the shills that move the money around, that pat each other on the back and give each other bonuses. This is a very, very large industry. Decades of planning goes into this. They've sat around and let the public get complacent about pollution. They've misdirected us and mistaught us. They've given us heroes. Very few real ones. 10 minutes. Way over time. There was more than a few sequiturs in this one as well, but we need some good politicians. And these good politicians need to push for some good goddamn media. WikiLeaks got blown up to shit. Gotta stop. 11 minutes. Happy drizzly day. Man, it's beauty out, eh? Trees are loving it.